What is up, everybody? Today it is a brisk, cold January morning. We got a ton of wind for our first perch expedition of 2021, but we're gonna try and make it happen. I mean, the winds are not on our side right now. The tide is not on our side, but we are not going to let it stop us. So stay tuned. All right, so what I'm gonna try and do right now is anchor directly into the wind. It's kind of brutal right now, but we're gonna make it hopefully work. Drop the anchor there. What I'm hoping is that I can anchor in a spot and hopefully hold, but I don't know if it's gonna actually happen with the amount of wind we're getting right now. It's not great. All right, as of right now, the anchor is holding, but I feel like if we get a really big gust of wind, it's gonna blow us off of where we are. But what I'm gonna be doing is throwing out two rods. Both have the same Sabiki rig. One's gonna have grass shrimp on it, and the other is going to have bloodworms on it. So stay tuned. All I'm gonna be doing when I'm threading these on, put this down for a second. All I'm doing, man, is taking some of these juicy shrimp, man. They are lively. So if there are perch down there, I mean, they should be feasting on these bad boys. So like I say in most of my winter videos, man, you don't want to be stingy with bait, man. Load up those hooks. If you're not sure how to catch grass shrimp, for your winter fisheries, check this video out right here. It'll show you, the ins and outs of catching them. Tell you, man, the only bad thing about using bait this small, especially in the winter time, is when you start losing feeling in your hands, man. It is tough sometimes to hook the bait on. But got her all baited up. I'm gonna drop her down. Let's see if anything's lurking. We are getting our first hit of the day, baby. Fish on, let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh my Lord. Species number 7, man. White perch. All right, man, no skunk today. I mean, I feel like old man in the river, I guess you'd call it right now in these conditions. But when you catch a fish like this, man, life is good. I mean, the wind is absolutely brutal, but we got ourselves species number 7 of 2021, which is a white perch, a very small white perch. I'll tell you what, man, nothing beats catching fish in bad conditions. It almost is more rewarding when you know that you got, the odds stacked against you, but you're still able to make it happen. That one actually hit a grass shrimp, which I wasn't surprised, because this time of year, man, you get grass shrimp to the bottom, you're gonna catch fish. Even in putrid conditions like this, where the wind and tide are against each other, it's probably one of the less ideal tides to fish in the winter time, but we're gonna make it happen, man. I mean, if we don't get flipped over by one of these little waves. But I'm just gonna pitch that back out. Holy hell. I mean, the wind has literally gotten worse. I knew it was supposed to get bad as the day went on, but I mean, right now it just sucks. I mean, I actually can't wait for the tide to switch, because at least we'll have, the wind with the tide, which is a little bit better than, wind against tide, where you get a little bit of wave action with, this type of wind. But just casted the Sabiki rig out to my left with the grass shrimp. I just moved the bloodworm to my right, just because I want to try and keep them spaced out. I think my anchor actually just pulled because we're starting to move a little bit. Oh, but we're getting a hit though. Fish on, baby. Let's go. Anchor's pulling and we're still catching fish. Let me tighten that drag, because this isn't a big fish. Oh man, another baby perch, man. Look at that. That time was on the 3rd hook though. That's why I love these rigs, because you know it's about 4 feet of distance, so you're covering 4 feet from the bottom to, you know, see where these fish are hanging. But perch, when they're schooled up, can be suspended, you know, pretty high off the bottom. But glad we're catching fish, man. Now today's exploratory trip, kind of, oh, fish on. We only went a mile total of paddling. Reason being, with the wind being what it is and the tide gonna switch. When the wind is with the tide, you know, it's gonna be pretty difficult to get back to where we came from. But I'm glad we found a little pocket. I mean, these are little white perch, but pocket of fish. What I was doing, didn't mark anything on my deeper sonar, but what I did mark was depth contours. And right now I tried to position the boat where we're right between a hole and a ledge. I'm casting towards the ledge and letting it sit right there. That's where it seems like we're getting most of the bites. But then again, I mean, the anchor is not sitting, or the kayak's not sitting on the anchor very well, just because the wind keeps swinging us back and forth. But that was another fish on the grass shrimp. So the grass shrimp are definitely working. I might actually cast the bloodworm rod towards the ledge, because the bloodworm rod is right now in the shallow end of the hole. But who knows? Maybe that might make a difference. So let me cast this out. I'll put the shrimp a little bit further to the left of what I've been doing, and then I'll put the bloodworm where we've just been catching those fish, because I am curious to see if they'll hit these frozen bloodworms. You know, in the springtime we had some nice fish actually on frozen bloodworm, if you can believe that. And I was very surprised. You know, nice size stripers, decent sized perch. But I haven't tried these frozen ones yet for 2021, because we haven't gone out perch fishing yet. This is the first trip, man. But we'll just sit that rod like that. We'll still hold on to the grass shrimp rod. I got my eye on it. If anything's going, we'll see it pulling on the tip. But whew, tell you what, man, I truly believe, man, when I have days off, the wind is as worse as it can be. And then the days when I'm at work looking out, you know, my office window, it's flat calm, no wind, the sun is out. But I guess that's just life, man. Again, a hit again. Got him. Let's go on the grass shrimp. Oh, look at this. Double dink, baby. Double freaking dink. Unreal. I tell you what, we sure found the small fish today. They are a cool species, though. Man, look, just look at them. All right, so just pitched it back out. I'm gonna let it sit. Now, this type of fishing, you want it to sit on the bottom, still as possible, and wait for that initial tap. Now, you'll notice a difference in size of fish. Like, I'm getting a hit right now, and it's just a tap, tap, tap. To me, it feels like a very small perch. If I feel a succession of those, I'll still set the hook. Otherwise, they'll just rob you of your bait. The bigger perch are more of like a pool, like a heavier pool. But we're getting one right now. There we go. Fish on. Very small fish on. Ooh, another tiny perch, man. Oh, damn. I'm gonna let him go, but and like I said, man, like those little guys rob you. One hook out of 4 still has bait on it. So like, it's kind of like one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't set the hook, they're just gonna rob you. But you know, if you do set the hook, water's cold. You know, you're gonna be reeling in smaller perch. What I do notice though, in the springtime, when the bigger fish are schooled up with the smaller fish, I will let it sit if I'm feeling those little hits, and sometimes that'll be enough to trigger a bigger fish to swoop in and, you know, try and steal the bait. I can't tell you how many times that's honestly happened. while fishing, where you're getting these little taps, and then out of nowhere you get that big thump, and it turns out to be a nice 14-15 inch jumbo perch. I think if you added all the perch we've caught so far today, we might have a 15 incher. Who knows? But getting on the bait, it is key. I know when you're catching fish like we are right now, where it's pretty much seems like every cast you have a bite, you do want to still make sure you're hooking the bait on correctly. I see guys, when they get into a solid bite of fish and they start hooking the bait on like halfway or not as strongly as they were before, you lose more bait that way and you lose more fish that way. So take the extra 10-15 seconds to hook it on right, and you'll have a lot more success. I'm getting hits again. Oh, there we go. Let's go. Oh man, that might be the biggest one yet right there. That ain't big. He's probably a good, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches when he's not curled up. But they are some spunky fish, man. I mean, geez Louise, that thing hit way harder. And it's funny because when you get the big jumbos, man, they are like ferocious. They're very similar to fighting like a small striper, in my opinion. They got the same kind of build. And I'll tell you what, man, some of the nicest fishing in the wintertime is white perch, man. Pound for pound with, light action rods like we're using. It could be a blast. I'm gonna let that guy go. He got lucky today. All right, we're gonna get that. Ooh, let me fix my rig. That Sabiki rig back where it needs to be. It does seem like the go-to rig in the wintertime for me for perch fishing. And I was saying a little bit earlier, that quick we're getting to hit fish on, is you're covering a lot of ground. And in the wintertime, sometimes you can be a foot away from the fish and not catching them, and move 1 foot over and you're on top of them. So when they're kind of moved and spread out, I like using that Sabiki rig because it does cover a decent amount of ground, so that we can kind of know where they're hanging. That last one was on the top hook. It's weird, it's been a good mix of fish on the bottom hook and then fish on the top hook, so which tells me that we're probably near a school of them and they're just kind of sitting in different depths. But what's crazy is, like I said, you could be right on them or right off of them. So the rod that's to my right is literally directly beneath the kayak, hasn't been touched. Same bait, same rig, same weight, fish on. But the one directly to the left that I keep casting to is catching fish. So, you do have to be mindful in the winter months that if you're not right on them, you're not right on them. I mean, they're not moving, too much this time of year. They're moving a little bit, but, if you're not getting them, more than likely they're not there. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of a cast over here. It's weird, man. I'm literally casting maybe 4 or 5 feet directly to my left. And that's where I marked, that ledge we were talking about. But it seems to be on as soon as I get it over there. Like right now, I'm getting hit fish on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Man, even these little guys got some spunk, man. I mean, that was literally seconds after we, casted. All right, so we just baited up the one on the left. It looked like we were getting a hit on the rod right beneath the boat, which would be crazy because we haven't had a hit all day on it. Yep, there it is, a little tap, tap, tap. Got him, baby. All right. Ooh, and it's the biggest one of the day, man. I mean, like I said, not a big perch. Biggest one of the day, man. Can't beat that. Beautiful white perch. Off he goes. Well, that's a good sign. When you can catch them under the boat, man. Sometimes that seems like that might be the best, method, when it's just drop and catch. But Let me put some more bait on. We'll get her back down. Again, those little tap, tap, taps. I'm going to let it sit for a minute. It's not to say that it's going to bring a bigger fish, but maybe... Oh, there we go. Either multiple fish. Oh my God. Another double. So, I guess if you wait a little bit, you could get two. I was hoping that we'd get, you know, one nice one there, but I think we are sitting on top of a nursery, if I had to venture a guess. I'm getting a little bit of a hit right now. I'm waiting for some bigger thumps, which we might be waiting all day. Fish on. Ah, another guy. Another baby perch. Tell you what, man, if we had more time today, we probably could catch 100 of these guys. But time is not on our side today, man. We were running low on it to begin with, honestly. Now, I do think the tide has switched. Only reason is our kayak has shifted positioning. Now I believe the wind and the tide are going together, which is more ideal than what we were fishing with earlier. The waves also have died down. I mean, there's still a little bit of chop. But, oh man, fish on. I mean, what's weird is usually when you get that slack period in the tide, the bite kind of slows down, but it hasn't slowed down today, to be honest with you, which is kind of crazy. You know, usually when you get that little bit of slack, there's a little bit of a lull, but today it doesn't seem to be the case. Get it back out there. I mean, it seems like as soon as you get in the right spot, as soon as it settles on the bottom, man, they are on it. And one of the nice things when these fish are schooled up like they are today is, you know, when one fish is going for it, it's definitely a competitive bite where the fish are just kind of competing against each other, fish on for that piece of bait down there, because winter months, man, it could be, you know, far and few many when they get to eat. That's not, you know, that's a bigger one. Still not a jumbo. I'll be honestly surprised if we see a jumbo today, but you know, that's not a bad size white perch. That's like perfect, you know, striper size bait, man. There is a variety of ways to actually hook these. We're getting a hit already. Oh man, little guys, ton of little hits. Feel like I shouldn't even set the hook on something like that. I did anyway. Got him on the bottom hook, man. But what I was saying was, you know, there's no wrong way, I guess, to hook shrimp on. You could go through the tail and out the head, or through the head, out the tail. As long as you have it hooked multiple points, you should be in good shape. Getting a hit. Oh man, got him. Let's go, finishing the day with a fish. All right, man, not a bad one to end the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, click that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and I hope you guys have a great day.